Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today we are heading about 6,400 feet in elevation to the Twin Lakes, which is part of the Axolotl Lakes, to look for Barred Tiger Salamander Axolotls. Now, these aren't the axolotls that we keep in our aquariums, but they are stuck in that paedomorphic state, so it should be pretty neat if we can find them. It's a pretty rural area. I'm going to show you that in a minute, and then we'll go see if we can find them. Axolotl lakes are located outside of Ennis in Madison County, Montana, and there are a series of lakes called the Axolotl Lakes. As I mentioned, true axolotls don't live there, but barred tiger salamanders are pretty common in Montana, but those staying in this paedomorphic state permanently are nearly extinct, and they're only found in this basin and a small handful of lakes in Yellowstone. The lake also has Arctic graylings, rainbow trout, and is a well-known fishing destination. It's also a well-known grizzly, moose, and elk, deer, osprey, eagles, herons, antelope, and many other birds and small critters. We had to carry bear spray. It was a little bit intimidating. Axolotl Lakes is part of 400 acres dedicated to wilderness study and managed by the Bureau of Land Management. And about traveling there, you definitely need a high clearance all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle. Getting in there wasn't so bad, as you can see, but at the end of the video, I'll show you getting out, and that's really where it comes into play. Now, this was April 30th, and in lower elevations, it was 80 degrees and absolutely gorgeous. Up here, it was still 80 degrees, but as you can see, there was snow everywhere. And as we started passing the lakes, this one was only iced over on the edge. This is one of the smaller ones leading up to the Twin Lakes, which is where a lot of the axolotls are reported and where we're going to go adventuring today. But those ended up being fully covered with ice. So I was pretty nervous as soon as we got in the area that we would potentially see bear and moose and no axolotls at all. But no matter what, it was a really amazing day and I had an awesome time, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So typically these guys are found in sort of the sunny shallows at the edges of the lake. So that's where we're going to focus most of our attention. I'm going to take some water samples. We're going to look at that. But I really just wanted to share with you guys how amazing this area was. Now, it was quite a hike for us, but it was totally worth it, and I really hope you'll enjoy seeing the footage. Wow. I can see why this is a destination for anglers. That is freaking gorgeous. You can also see why it's a destination for moose and bear. Maybe we'll luck out because only that back portion where it's slow is frozen.
Right. Now, I think so. Upper Twin Lake.
Okay. It's gorgeous. Oh, this one's way icier. Wow. So this is the upper Twin Lake. Hey, bears.
Hey, bro.
There's some elk poop. Ooh. Hello, elk poop.
There's sandy beach over there.
Yeah. The ground's still so frozen, I'm walking on top. But this is pretty boggy.
Yeah. How deep is it?
I don't know yet. Not too bad. Seems as though every day I have to have a shoe fail. Last time I wore those kayaking boots and didn't bring my hiking boots. Today I wore my hiking boots and didn't bring the kayaking boots. Yeah. Elk.
Cool.
It's hot. Despite the snow. So, it might be a bit early in the season.
Might be.
Gonna look around the edges. This is very, very animal-y. I'm looking for flashes of like a green gray. All right.
I'm rolling.
All right. Even though it's a bit early in the season and I don't see anything visible, I'm going to throw my camera out underneath the ice and also take a water sample. Because we know this is a known place, and if we don't end up getting any footage of it, I can put some links to other YouTube videos I've seen or stock footage from the Montana Fish and Game site that shows what they look like at least. I was hoping it would be, because it's almost 80 degrees out here today, I was hoping there was going to be more ice melt. This is the top Twin Lake. We'll go down to the bottom one too and check that out, just in case, because that one's more melted. But I want to test the water regardless, so I'm going to do the API and also my TDS. I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like, because there is so many moose and elk prints. 83, 85, 84. It's going up. Let's see what it ends up at. Yeah, it was about high 80s. So it's still pretty dilute, but look at all the ice and snow on it still. Not shocking. Sit in the moose mud. Did I bring it? Of course not. Let me just put that. I'll be curious to see if the aquaspins find more ammonia in this water source than normal, just because of all the wildlife. About 2 minutes. Oh, that's just its brain. Anyway, I'm going to toss my camera out there and we'll take a look at what their habitat looks like anyway. These guys are pretty much the closest cousins to the axolotls that we keep, which are found in Mexico primarily. And these guys are only found here at these lakes, as well as just outside Yellowstone or just inside Yellowstone. I'm not entirely sure. But it's kind of interesting that, you know, there's these little micro habitats where these tiger salamanders or barred tiger salamanders stay in this axolotl form with the external feather gills, and really just don't convert. So I'm hoping we'll see one, but not entirely sure. Oh, that's so disgusting. The things I do for you guys. I made an unsuccessful jump off a little tributary. I have mud up to my ass and inside my boots. Luckily my boots are waterproof, so my feet are still dry. Nothing like a little elk mung. My pants tucked into my socks. All right, here we go. So, yeah, the ammonia is up a bit more, which I guessed would happen. The phosphorus is up a bit. That's what's going to cause the algae. This pH is a bit harder. This water's pretty hard. I think most of the rock around here is granite, so it's not shocking that it's a bit harder. But that also goes along with sort of the care of axolotls. Hard, dilute water. Yeah, so interesting. Good to know. I think it is officially too early in the season. Officially.
So what's going on here?
We have attached my DJI Osmo Action with its little Joby tripod to a stick with some gaffer's tape to try and stick it out in the water because I forgot my knee-high boots and dry pants at the car because I'm a professional. So I figured we would give this a try, just see what it looks like. Oh god, that's slimy. Underneath. Now I will have no idea if we actually see any of these salamander axolotls until I review the footage. But you can't say I didn't try. So, as always, thanks for the continued support. If I get any good footage, I'll put it at the end. This is when we see if I lose my action cam. So while reviewing the footage, I didn't see any of the salamanders, but what I did see was quite a lot of aquatic plant growth already, even at the end of April, even when the lakes were still completely frozen over. You can see that there's a thick layer of detritus, which supports their food source. They eat a lot of worms, so it would make a lot of sense that we would see this sort of, you know, silty, plant-filled area that they live in. As we moved around the various areas on the lake, there was much denser planting. So I'm really bummed that I didn't actually see any barred tiger salamanders, but again, I think it was just still too early in the season. I do plan to head back to Montana a couple times a year, so maybe I'll be able to get back out here when it's more spring-like or summer-like to look for them again. The water was clearly too cold for me to get into it without the proper clothing and boots, but I tried, and I hope you guys have seen just what this environment looks like. It is absolutely pristine, other than the obvious evidence of wildlife through their feces just everywhere on the shores. This area is largely undisturbed by humans. It's quite a hike to get to. It's a super long drive, but it is absolutely 100% worth it for the views. But again, just make sure you have all-wheel drive or a high clearance vehicle with four-wheel drive, because it was no joke getting out of here. But anyway, make sure you guys stay tuned. I have a bunch more videos of places I've gone that I filmed. Some were extremely successful, some were a little precarious. All of them have been a hell of a lot of fun for me. And I think that's what this is all about. I want to thank you guys, as always, for your continued support, and I will see you in the next video.